Welcome to today's show with Phil. Today's topic is PlayStation 6. We had a console built by Sony called PlayStation 1 back in 97, 96 in that era. Then in 22 come out with PlayStation 2, then PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PS4, PS4.5, then now we got PS5, and now they're talking about 2026. Woo-wee! This is 2022, 4 more years. So, alright, we're going to read this. PS6, PlayStation 6 news, price, release date, specs, and rumors. What the PS could be like in 2026. Oh, okay. Well, all these PlayStation consoles are backwards compatible to the one that succeeded it. For example, PlayStation 5 is compatible with PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, and the classic PlayStation 1. You know the PlayStation 1, that little one where you got to flip. It only play music CDs and video games. And no internet. Alright? So, the recent PlayStation arrived in 2020. That was 2 years ago. But there's never a wrong time to talk about what's coming next. The PS6, though several years away, will let you more easily sorry. Well, where was I at? Well, it lets you more easily expand the internal storage, be slimmer than PS5. Okay, get this. Have no disk drive. And if you were allowed to dream, include enhancements like a wireless charging pad and modular upgrade capabilities. Okay, when will the PS6 be released? Alright. There had been talk for years we'll reach the end of the traditional game console. Could we see Sony downside to a flash drive like device that plugs in your TV like Stadia? Perhaps. Let's assume that the PS6 will be in the pipeline for now. Sony released a new PlayStation every several years since PS3. Sony provided a new console later in the year. We expect the same for PS6. A Sony executive backs this cycle. Indeed, in the past, the cycle for a new platform was 7 to 10 years. Okay? But in the view of the rapid development and evolution of technology, really 6 to 7 year platform cycle. One indicator when we will see this console that Sony already secured a trademark for versions through the PS10. PS10? Wow. This doesn't prove anything, of course, but it hints at a future of some kind. Okay, internet's going to get faster. Up to the year 2000, we were at IPv4. Okay, the information superhighway was a narrow lane. Then we have explosive growth of population growth. more homes are getting more connected to the superhighway. Microsoft and Linux developers invented, came up with a solution. Got internet traffic congestion with dial-up. Now going to broadband. It takes minutes to download a large file. And anyways, there could be an IPv8 or IPv10, some kind of a network stack coming up our way. Don't quote me on that. I mean, with this, in the past we had 1G, then we advanced to 2G, then we advanced to 3G. Well, they quit supporting 3G about 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago. Then we went to 4G LTE. That's fast, but not as fast as LTE, 5G. And that's the current market right now, today's market. 5G is. Alright? They're talking about 6G on the cell phone tower with a bandwidth. Okay? 6G is supposed to come out in 2024. So, how does all this here tie in to PlayStation 6? It does tie into it a lot. Alright? PlayStation 2, when it came out, I don't know who invented it. You just plug in the Ethernet card, get on the internet with it. You can surf the web with that console. PlayStation 2 was the first one you can go on the internet with. Alright? So all what I'm saying is if you tie all that together, you get one big globe, one big system. And I think what they're trying to talk about is doing away with plastic disc that you just pop in and you hit a button, it loads in there and then it boots up or spins and reads that disc to play your game. Of course, you got to have an account. You know the rest of it. So all of this here, what I'm saying is tying into this technology, and it's advancing rapidly. Every year it gets faster and faster and faster. Okay? So one indicator we'll see that Sony has already secured a trademark for versions up to PS10. Let me tell you what, that is too far away. That's just a proving thing, of course, but here's a hint with the future of some kind. Another signaling event is the relationship between Sony begins developing a new PlayStation version versus when it actually arrives. They got engineers working on that around the clock, and they're making money. So whenever you go out and buy a console, you already put money in the engineer's pocket. You see how that works? That's capitalism. Capitalism. Good. Alright. When Sony begins PlayStation versus when it actually arrives, we shouldn't take this as proof, but it's interesting to consider. Okay, now let's talk about PS4. PS4 development started in 2008 and it was released 5 years later. That would be 2008 plus 5 is 2013. Alright? Now, PS5, the successor to PS4, development started in 2015. Then it was released 5 years later. That would be 2020. Now, based off the 2021 job listing from Sony suggests that development of a new console, we can assume that the PS6 release will be around 2026. It's in research and development mode right now. Okay? Release date estimate. Since PS5 became available in November 2020, it likely won't be until the same month. In 2026 or 2027, we'll see a PlayStation 6 just in time for the holiday shopping, and they're going to be priced pretty Benjamins. By then, the other console's going to get cheaper because there's no demand for it. You see what I'm saying? Supply, higher the supply, lower the demand, cheaper price. Wait. Higher the demand and lower supply, the higher prices. The higher the supply and lower the demand, cheap prices. Get it? Alright. In the meantime, if Sony follows the PS4 release schedule, we will see the PS5 Pro or Slim before the PS6, maybe around 2023. Alright, 2023. See, we're in 2022. That's next year. Okay, in the meantime, if Sony follows the PS4 release schedule, we'll see that. I already read that. Now, PS6 price rumors. No, they haven't decided yet on the rumors. This is a hearsay talk. The last few consoles launched between $400 and $500 a piece. Okay, $400 or $500. There's no telling what kind of hardware, extra features, or improvements the next-gen PlayStation could have that would sway its price one way or the other. For now, assume it will cost as much as $600 or $600. But here's the deal. They're going to do that pre-order. You see, the higher the demand, the more money you got to pay for that product. And when they start mass producing it and bring the supply up and demand goes down, the cheaper the price. Keep that in mind. Alright, the pre-order information. Pre-orders will start sometime after the console's official announcement from Sony, and we will let you know what to expect when that time comes. Okay, here's the Ps6 features. Any details in this stage are simply hopes and wishes. However, we can surmise some features somewhat accurate, being things constantly change with new iteration with game console. Just don't take anything too seriously yet. This is speculation. Built-in wireless. Alright, modern PlayStation connect to the internet wirelessly, and wireless charging would be awesome too, but no doubt. What we're referring to is a bit more realistic. An area at the top of the console, maybe through the arm, slide out, that could charge accessory. Put your phone on a headphone controller, anything which supports wireless charging. It might look weird at first, but leveraging the PS6 will always plugged in state to charge your everyday products. And the PS6 controller would be great. Include the headset's wireless adapter. They're going wireless. In the console, you'll be able to ditch both DualSense charging station and wireless USB dongle. Alright, storage enhancement. Small hard drive. They put these old school hard drive cheapos. The ones that, and they get hot. And they generate heat. And so you put an SSD in there. That's like will take off like a jet. Go zoom. No moving parts, just chips. Okay. Storage enhancements. If the internal hard drive isn't large enough for your needs, expanding the PS5 storage is possible, but not easy. We're hoping Sony makes the internals of the PS6 more accessible, so swapping out a hard drive for something more significant what's more significant is easier. Like through plug and go model, sure, you can use an external drive, but you won't get anything near the read speed you're used to with the internal NVMe SSD. Now, that is those little hard drives. They're like that. They're about that long. And they range anywhere from 256 to 512 gigabytes and higher. Depends on how much you want, how much space you want. If not a new way to upgrade the drive, the bigger the SSD would suffice for most people. Oh yeah. The bigger the... Now, an average game is large. They will gobble up space on the hard drive. The games will. Okay. Now, VR integration, the virtual reality integration. Okay, you know, you heard of Oculus, you heard of all the other VR environment where people put this little goggles on and take this little thing here, act like they're doing something to somebody in an artificial world. This is where the gaming is going. Right now, we have separate devices we have to buy to hook up to our existing computers and consoles to benefit from virtual reality games. Maybe the PS6 is when Sony will lump a motion controller and headset into the same box as a console. You never know. Me and you, we don't know what Sony's going to do. Alright? Updated user interface. It's not common to see a refreshed user interface with a new version of any tech, especially when dealing with a console has a cycle and a half a decade. I think that's what they're talking about. They support their consoles for up to a decade and they cut off the support life cycle, like on operating system like Microsoft Windows. You know, like Windows 7 got in 2014? No, 2020. Yeah, 2020. They got cut. Next year, Windows 8.1 is going to be January of 2023. Remember that. The PlayStation Store will get an update, hopefully with better ways to navigate. That's on that update user interface. Smaller design. The PS5 is tall, depending on where you have it sitting in the room. You or anyone who glances over it is fully aware it's there. Maybe you like that, but not smaller console that's in the store. Hopefully the PS6 downsizes a bit, and it will probably will. We don't expect a bigger one, so it will simply fit with your other better items, or items better. Sorry about that. Modular upgrade. Breaking the PlayStation down into smaller parts would mean each piece, when an upgrade is wanted or necessary, would be exchanged for a newer one, much like a standard PC. You could build on a console over the years as hardware improves without buying everything new every few years. Will this happen with the PS6? You can hope. I don't know. But there is a zero reason to believe we'll see it anytime soon, but we can hope, right? Digital only console. Akin to phones without charging port or headphone jack, or discless consoles aren't for everyone. But we might be moving in that direction. If you like to collect physical games and movies, you wouldn't be happy with a PS6 that lacks a disc support. But I did mention earlier in this show about internet speed getting faster. Now, this is going to tie into this digital-only console. Now, with faster internet speeds and an apparent move toward everything streaming, it would make sense to at least one day remove the disk drive altogether. Alright, now here is the Twitter user. EA said, EA is an acronym for Electronic Arts, said that 52% of their console full game unit sales in the past 12 months were via digital download. Okay, you gotta be connected to the web. This is getting faster and faster, and we got population explosion. For the reference, it takes says the ratio was 55% for fiscal year 2020. Sony said that 51% of all games sold on PS4 in fiscal year 2020 were digital. Did you remember me saying that people want bigger hard drives? That the game's going to gobble up space? Did you hear me say that earlier in the show? Yes. In other words, we enter the next gen with digital greater than 50%. Tell me about that. So, PS6 specs and hardware. The PlayStation 6 will surely improve in more ways than features listed above, but at least we're several years out from its launch. It's not very helpful right now to guess what kind of hardware will be available then. But in general, though, expect a PlayStation with even faster, more capable CPU and more responsive controls. Alright, now, I'm running Windows 11 or Windows 10. Microsoft is working on the same program to bring in the smartphone, the computers, tablets, all that in one unified operating system, which I think is not a very bright idea. But to them, they want to go that direction. There's some people that want to be old-fashioned and want to be just, set in their own ways. I mean, to me, there's nothing wrong with that, really. Now, the PlayStation 6 will improve in more ways the features listed above, since we are several years out from launch. It's not very helpful right now to guess what kind of hardware will be available then. In general, though, expect a PlayStation with even faster, more capable CPU, possibly with an embedded video, alright, and more responsive controls. Alright, an entirely made up just for fun concept video released by DZ Migo is one perspective of the console in terms of design, similar to the creator others far out more concepts. Far out concepts. It shows the PS6 as rugged and dark, with elements presuming taking various versions of the Xbox, starkly different from PS5. There's another entirely different render of the PS6 here. So let's play the video.
PlayStation.
Alright, kind of get an idea of what they're possibly are working on, but this is a 3D animation concept. Alright, that's a trailer. And then again, Sony could go in a complete opposite direction and choose something minimalistic, borrowing design from older consoles, at least with the idea of PS6 from Yanko design. So this here will make more sense, but nobody knows. Alright? We know more about the console's design, games, backward capability, controller, headset, more hardware details as we get closer to launch. The latest news about the PS6. You can get more gaming news from LiveWire, but some of the latest rumors we found regarding the PlayStation 6. They're even talking about PS5 could be the PlayStation's last disc-based console. Sony Interactive Entertainment trademarked PS6 to 10 in Japan. Alright, I'm going to include the link to this here, to this program. And I'm going to go ahead and close this show. I hope you enjoyed me yammering about different technology and lingo and stuff. But hey, technology is advancing at a rapid pace. Okay? It's advancing at a rapid pace. Again, thank you for watching the show. And you have a great day, everybody. God bless, and you be happy, you be safe, and you be safe and sound. You have a good day.